The first time I was exposed to the Getaway franchise, I was at a young age, but probably not the age that was appropriate to play such a game, but nonetheless, I was playing it. I remember it quite fondly actually, the first Getaway, because it had like an 18 logo on the box, like as if it were like a film. And I think it was my brother or my dad maybe that got it when my dad used to play games. You ask him about it now and he'll say, oh, I've never played a game in my life, but that man used to play Medal of Honor and then some. What I really took from The Getaway and its sequel as well, Black Monday, is the location. How that is so important to everything that happens in that game. To a lot of people, it's probably billed as just like another GTA clone, and you know, I can see that criticism. Open world game, crime, kind of organised crime, plot and whatnot. But there's just something a bit more to The Getaway that really stuck with me. Recently, I've been revisiting Black Monday just to see if it isn't just nostalgia or anything like that, and I gotta say, it's still, despite the kind of graphical incoherencies now, it still holds up. That world still entices, it still pulls you into that dark, seedy underbelly. And why is that? Why does it keep ensnaring me like that? The world is populated and just dense, full of little, let's call them artifacts if you will, that make that world rich. Whether it's the real shops that I'm familiar with, like Greg's and Boots and Carphone Warehouse, or whether it's the cars themselves, an actual game, like a free roamer with licensed cars, like the first Getaway has a Rover 75 and you don't even see them on the road anymore, so even that's a throwback in itself. But it's all these little elements that make up the experience. It's more than just maybe the music or the acting. It is that world that you're stuck in. It is a location that you can inhabit and feel and touch almost by using the controller. Maybe The Getaway probably wouldn't have been as memorable if it was just another kind of fictional city, but because it's London, because it's something that is kind of gritty and bare bone in the way it's presented, it lingers. Take something like Tron Legacy as well. The world to me in that film is another example of something that just permeates in my brain long after I watched it. The original Tron not so much, but maybe that's because I wasn't born at the time to kind of appreciate the virtuosity of the special effects. But Tron Legacy, when I hear that Daft Punk score, hear Jeff Bridges' voice go over it with the voiceover and he introduces us to the grid, that world is just mine to be in for 2 hours. It is mine. Or what about Last Action Hero, Danny Manigan sucked into the world of his favourite action hero, not just the Los Angeles that he knows. This is Jack Slater's Los Angeles, and there's everything in that world that supports this. You've got the over-the-top characters, the action hero henchman with the cheesy one-liners and the ponytails and the Uzis and guns and everything that supports this 80s cliche of the action hero that they were parodying in that movie. They could have set that in a fictitious world where they might have had a bit more leeway, but because it's still a place known to Danny Manigan, the rulebook is just thrown out. Without the efforts of set designers, costumers, textures, graphic designers, thought processors, brainstorming, all these different processes that factor in just to produce this world where characters can flesh out their fantasies and dreams and goals, we ourselves wouldn't have this escape to be part of, and that's why it is our world.